Immigration crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border in 2025, thousands risking their lives for the American dream. The situation at the U.S.-Mexico border has never been more intense. In 2025, after President Donald Trump returned to office in January, his administration implemented a series of tough measures to tighten border control. These included declaring a national emergency, deploying 1,500 additional troops, and launching large-scale deportation operations. One of the most shocking moves was the government's decision to shut down the CBP One app, a crucial tool that allowed migrants to schedule asylum appointments legally. This left thousands stranded in border cities like Tijuana and Ciudad Juarez. With no other options, many had to seek asylum in Mexico or look for jobs just to survive.
Hasta el perro. ¿Qué pena dais?
Es que aquí todos los días es esta historia.
In response, the Mexican government stepped up its efforts to control the migrant flow by deploying 10,000 National Guard members and accepting flights carrying deported migrants from the U.S. While these measures were praised by U.S. Officials, they placed huge pressure on Mexico. The country is now struggling with overcrowded shelters, rising homelessness, and increasing violence from criminal gangs. Thousands desperate to cross the border, risking everything. In a desperate attempt to reach the U.S., thousands of migrants are doing whatever it takes to cross the heavily guarded U.S.-Mexico border. Many are wading through the Rio Grande, ignoring the strong currents and the risk of drowning. Others are scaling 9-meter, 30-foot steel walls in Texas and California, risking serious injury or even death. But even for those who manage to cross, staying in the U.S. is far from guaranteed. The Trump administration has tightened deportation policies, arresting tens of thousands of undocumented migrants in just the first month of 2025. Those caught are quickly sent back to Mexico, where they face an uncertain future struggling in overcrowded shelters with little access to food, water, or basic necessities. Meanwhile, humanitarian organizations in Mexico are overwhelmed, lacking the resources to support the growing number of stranded migrants. The Mexican government has stepped up border enforcement and cracked down on migrant caravans. But none of this has stopped the thousands of people still chasing a better life in America. The U.S.-Mexico border crisis in 2025 has turned into a full-blown humanitarian emergency. Desperate migrants continue risking everything, facing dangerous terrain, ruthless policies, and an uncertain future, all in pursuit of the American dream, which now seems further out of reach than ever.